Hi guys, I'm starting a new series called Wise Words from My Idol. This person in the picture is a woman named Hanna Smajdor. She was a Polish immigrant who miraculously escaped from Poland while it was still the People's Republic of Poland. In other words, while communism was still present. Back then, life was truly awful and it was next to impossible to leave the country. Australia became her new home and she lived there for about 30 years. Unfortunately, not long ago, she died from cancer. She got a YouTube channel and a lot to say about Australia, immigration, and about life. She was an inspiration, as smart as can be, and I'm pretty sure she was nowhere near done with her channel and our goals. I heard her say she wanted to publish a book, among other things. Since I'm Polish and I understand Polish language, I decided to translate some of the things she said in her videos, due to the fact that I believe there is some invaluable advice there. Please listen as I read what I've prepared for this first video. Again, I want to stress these are going to be her words, not mine, and I hope her husband, who's still alive, as well as the rest of the family, will see this as a form of tribute and a way of saying thank you, and not me stealing her work or anything negative. I wish I could include her voice and her original videos, however, YouTube has strict copyright policies and it could ban me from continuing work on this channel. Let's start. Part 1. Reach where the eyes can't see. Break what is unbreakable. I need to go forward, grasp what life's giving me, and not bow my head silently. Because that's what we do. We bow our heads silently, all the time. We repeat over and over again that this can't be done, that won't change. But it's not true. The world is composed of us, people. In every government, in every country, there is no one else but people like us. I've been fighting with this my entire life. But I had this mantra which I repeated in my head anytime I couldn't achieve something, and I just kept on going. I encountered this so many times throughout life. The attitude that it can't be done, it has to be this way, or that communism will never fall apart. Leaving is impossible. They'll shoot you and kill you. Well, possibly. I'm not saying that it was not likely to happen. It very much was. But I personally, deeply believe that if somebody wants something from the bottom of their heart, then they will keep trying. And it might take them 10 years, 20 years, but they will achieve it. Say you're kicked out of the door. Enter through the second one, the third one, through the window. And don't leave until you get what you came for. People around the world have tough lives, and even though they do, they manage to smile. A smile doesn't cost a penny, and it is a fact. It causes us to be happy. Our blood glands produce hormones, which in turn make us happy. And besides, is being sad and unhappy with everything at all times going to change things for the better? I doubt that very much. That's not the right way to go. Our fear of new, unknown things is deeply rooted inside of us. We tend to assume that we aren't capable of making significant changes. If a soccer team arrives to play the game and presupposes that they stand no chance of winning, then they won't have the strength and won't win. Because you only have strength when you truly believe that what you're doing is within reach. And you know what? It only depends on us. Each individual. It's not true that I on my own have no power. I've heard this so many times. That's why I want to tell you my story. I have a couple of stories actually, but this particular one should be specifically inspiring for many people who desire something very much, never break down, never give up, trudge through it all for as long as it takes to achieve your goal, under the condition that you believe in what you want. You must know that it's the way it's supposed to be. And for sure, you will get there. I got almost everything I wanted from life, so I do believe that anybody else can do the same. If I can, so can you, because I'm no different than any of you. And this sort of talk about the government being this or that, or I can't do this or that. Listen, we are the government. Each of us can go there and become part of it. Those aren't people that came from Mars or somewhere. This world, the system, we are the creators of it. Nobody else. And Many people don't realize that the rich ones don't really have that much power. We have the power because we work. We deliver this money to them. The moment we stop working, their money is going to be useless and of no value. So power is each and every one of you. One day here in Australia, not that long ago, I lost some money, quite a large amount. I couldn't accept it. I wasn't able to live through it. And I knew that I had to get that money back somehow. I didn't know how yet. I would walk around the room thinking, not being able to sleep. I was very stressed out. But I knew that the money I had lost, I shouldn't have lost. That it was not fair, not okay. That I had to get it back. And the entire system that led me to this place and put me in this situation was plainly wrong. And I had to do something about that. I did not come across one person that would support me. Everyone said, oh, such a gigantic company, because the company that I was involved with was one of the largest companies in the world. One of the wealthiest ones too. Or maybe even the wealthiest one, I'm not sure. But it was the kind of people that have not just tons of money, but also people and experts at hand. And so everyone would tell me, you stand no chance against them. You won't win. They'll destroy you until there's nothing left. And you won't gain anything from it. It's just not worth your time. Leave it alone and move on with your life. Well, I couldn't move on, and I didn't agree with it. And it is not true that an individual doesn't stand a chance. I took matters into my own hands, and I opened a legal case against that company. I looked for an attorney absolutely everywhere. In phone books, on the internet. I called up every place I could find. And no one wanted to help me, because as soon as they heard who I was running against, they were like, oh no, I don't have time, unfortunately. No, I don't take on cases like that. Not one attorney in the entire world wanted to help me. So what did I do? I went online and I started learning about the law myself, looking for information. It took me many weeks, day and night. I would search and print and read. And I started writing. I opened a case by myself, without an attorney, not knowing anything at the time. Plus, I wasn't very good at writing formal letters with complicated vocabulary and all that. But I filed the papers. I was scared, my hands were shaking, I probably looked awful with red spots all over from stress. And with those shaking hands, there I walked. And then waited for somebody to come and finish me off. And the fight had started. It had been a brutal fight with constant attempts to take me down, to end my case, and kick me out of court. I went to hearings, I stood before some of the best trial lawyers that you can find in the place where I was at. And as I stood before the judge, do you know how I felt? Like the tiniest ant standing in front of a large aircraft carrier. Standing and screaming with all its voice, hey, here I am! And everyone would tell me that this is absolutely non-viable. Well, I always said, but sometimes this tiny ant can find a tiny hole, a weak point, and I will get in there, and maybe then this ship will break. And you know what? That's what happened. They tried to kick me out of court many times, and I just sat down and kept writing and writing. This court, highest court, that court, and I achieved what I wanted to achieve. Most importantly, because of me, many laws in that respect changed. Me, unimportant me, this tiny ant against this gigantic ship. And sure, I didn't destroy it completely, but I did something. And if each and every one of you thinks this way, I'm sure the world will become a better place. We can't presuppose and assume that nothing can be done, that it has to stay the way it is, be that sad or bad or anything. That is not true. We can't assume that we can't leave and emigrate somewhere because no one will accept our application or anything like that. Not true either. Maybe the situation isn't easy, but still people migrate all the time. Why would you think of yourself less than anybody else? Try again, don't give up, write 1,000 letters, look up information. Everything is doable. Everything that humans created on this earth, you can change. Each of you. Don't look at the others, look at yourself only. Change it on your own. And never think this way, that something can't be done. Don't look for an easy way out. it's not the right path. Staying in a toxic situation is the worst, and I know that many people aren't looking forward to change, and they may feel comfortable enough in a place they're at, because the fight can be hard sometimes. But do you know how much satisfaction you can get when you achieve your goal? Smile and go rock the world. But remember to fight with your head, because screaming and calling people names and behaving like that will never bring you closer to anything good. It is absolutely pointless and counterproductive to do so. Think logically and then act accordingly. Let's go and change what needs to be changed. And I wish for each and every one of you to succeed. Go vote, look up information. It doesn't mean that your candidate is going to be the best one, but this is your strength. You don't even know how much strength that is. Every government that exists would prefer to take this away from you. Everything depends on you. I wish for everyone who wants to migrate to be successful in doing so. Don't give up, and I wish for everyone who learns English to become fluent. For those that are learning, I wanted to tell you that when I came to Australia, I already had 4 years of university behind me with English as one of the programs. And so I knew the grammar rules, etc. And then I arrived, and I found myself standing on the street, people walking by, and I only saw their mouths moving. It sounded like gibberish to me. I couldn't even make out a word from it. I felt as if I was in some sort of glass cage. It was really awful. And I told myself, oh my god, I'm never going to learn this. What do I do now? And I came home and started thinking, no, I am going to learn this. Of course I'm going to. But this is not the way for me. I mean, people exist that can't read or write, and yet they're able to communicate. So I decided that a way to learn is to read, listen, and speak. Read, listen, and speak. The longer you do it, the easier it will become. In a blink of an eye, you'll be able to communicate. I hope that I've managed to inspire you in some way. Please remember that the world is made of people, and only people. Every system. And we have the power to change, each of us. Never give up. Be persistent. Everyone who wants something very much, and everyone who strongly believes that their idea is right, will succeed. I wish for all of you to fulfill your dreams. The world belongs to us, nobody else, purely and simply.